Wednesdays normally sit we have morning sessions and afternoon sessions. Morning sessions start at 9:30, and there are several motions lined up. But of great significance is that motion by a constitutional amendment bill motion that was proposed by Community Member of Parliament Chris Wamalwa. This particular bill seeks to amend the date of the election from the second Tuesday of August every 5th year as currently stipulated in the Constitution, to move it to the third Monday of December. So basically, Chris Wamalwa's motion seeks to have our election dates changed from August to December. Already this particular bill was subjected to public participation early last month, where we saw members of the Justice and Legal Committee split themselves into groups and toured 11 counties across the country, where they sought public views on whether we should change our election date from August to December. It's a contentious matter. There are those who feel that we should remain with August as our date, our month when we'll do elections, and there are those who feel that we should revert to December elections. Traditionally, majority of the elections in the country have been held in December, but with the advent of the 2010 Constitution, we saw that election was fixed to August the second Tuesday of August after every 5 years. So that motion will be coming for a second reading in Parliament today, where members will be debating on the pros and cons of these moving an election date. Remember, it's not the first time that we are having a similar debate in the House. In the 11th Parliament, we saw there was an attempt by the then MP for Game to change the election date from August to December, but there were fears that probably that was a scheme to extend the term of members of Parliament, and that motion came and it was defeated on the floor of the House. Of course, that time we had divisions between CORD and Jubilee members of Parliament. They were not really aligned, and each was looking at another suspiciously. But besides that motion by Chris Wamalwa on the election date, there is another motion that will be debated by members early this morning, and this has to do with the school feeding program. It is a motion that has been moved by Honorable Vincent Kemosi. He wants pupils in all public primary schools to be fed, at least because he says basic nutrition is a basic right, and he wants the government to ensure that this particular matter is put on board. Presently, we have some areas like those in arid and semi-arid regions, and also in formal urban settlements. We have students, pupils in these particular areas are benefiting from this school feeding program, where it's part encouraged as a way to encourage learners to come to school and also retain them, and so that they benefit from a basic education. So it is something that it is a motion that Vincent Kemosi will be moving on the floor of the House this morning to at least seek member support to ensure that this particular program probably takes off. We had similar programs attempted in the 1980s, when we had the school milk program, where all public primary schools could take that milk that was popularly known as maziwa ya nyayo. And also during those days in the 80s, we had some schools, especially in the arid and semi-arid areas, which were on a school feeding program to encourage those learners to come to school and also have an education. The other motion that is lined up is also to do with making sure, it's by that Geoffrey Osotsi, that he wants established sports academies established in each constituency, because in 2013 the Sports Act did pass an act which says that they should establish a sports academy authority. But since 2013, when this particular act came into force, academies have not been established in various parts of the country, and it is a concern that most of the youth are losing sporting talent. They have sporting talent, but then it cannot be tapped to benefit them. So it's a motion that Geoffrey Osotsi will be moving to seek members' support to ensure that these academies are established across various parts of the country. Then also there's another motion. If time will bear before the morning session ends, then members will also have an opportunity to debate or to discuss on a motion by Michael Mushira, which seeks to have those NYS recruits employed by the disciplined forces. Majority of the NYS graduates, after they leave college either in Gilgil or Naivasha, most of them end up just trying to seek for other job opportunities. But then it might be not that people go to NYS to train as either to join military or police, because NYS, as it were, initially was meant to give the youth those craft skills to be able to start working as those in mid-level cadres to do with technical skills. So, but given the recent time when we see the Jubilee administration has given more focus on NYS, but as only a recruiting agency for maybe youths to get some form of employment, I think that's why this member of parliament feels that now NYS should be used as a platform to have other disciplined forces recruit from it. There is already a presidential order to that effect, which he said that you wanted to encourage disciplined forces to recruit from NYS, but it's only the police which has taken the initiative. We are yet to see the military, especially the Kenya Defence Forces, take up the initiative, because their recruitment procedure is different and not. They might not necessarily pick those graduates from NYS as to be part of their recruits when they are advertising the slots across the country. We have to see also the prison service take up that offer. But as it were, these are the situations that are lined up in Parliament today, apart from various committees that will be sitting at around 11 to discuss on various issues. There are those that are still, the oversight committees are still looking at various reports from the Auditor General's office, and also their institutions and state agencies which might appear before the committee members of parliament to shed more light on how they run affairs in their departments and ministries.
All right. Patrick Amimo, thank you for that, giving us an update of what really to expect today from Parliament. He's going to be covering that for us.